Hey everyone, this is Tish Griffin here, and I am back for Family Credit Management, here to talk to you regarding your debt, finances, any issues or topics that you have relating to money management. That's what we're here for. Now, if you have any questions, problems, concerns, anything at all related to finances, what I want you to do is remember, Family Credit Management is a trusted resource. So I want you to look them up. Go online, familycredit.org, and you will go to the website and use them as a resource, because guess what? You can chat online with the counselor. You can ask your questions. You can get any of your questions relating to your debt, your creditors, specific creditors that you may deal with, or different collection agencies. They can help you with that. So counselors are standing by. They're ready to help you. So you can go to the website or call 800-994-3328. So right now we are in the throes of the holiday season. So we're going to talk about that. Just so you know, we are looking at possibly the holidays are happening within the next few days. By the time you watch this, they may have been over. So what I want you to do is just focus on doing things realistic, setting a realistic budget, be it now or for the future as it relates to your holiday spending. And so we're going to go over that. But again, Family Credit is there to assist you. You can reach them at 800-994-3328. So the first thing that you want to do, if you're thinking about the holidays, be it Christmas, or even the other holidays that are coming throughout the year. The next holiday that's up is Valentine's Day. So a lot of people are actually thinking about that too, because guess what? As soon as Christmas is over, you start seeing the hearts come out. You start seeing it's time to start thinking about spending for that. But what I want you to do is think about setting a realistic holiday budget. Now, this is something that you can do at the beginning of the year. That's right, the new year is coming up. You want to make sure that you got your finances under control. But these are things that we don't think about. Yes, we are going to spend during the year. It's going to happen. And sometimes it cuts into our regular budget. So we want to start at the beginning of the year setting a holiday budget right then and there. What I want you to do is think about how much you realistically spend. How much did you spend this last season? Over the past few weeks for Christmas, how much did you actually spend? And take a hard look at those receipts, those emails, those confirmations, those order confirmations. Yes, we get those. If you're using the buy now, pay later method, how much did you actually put into that? How much did you spend? Because guess what? We may think, I'm only spending $50 every 2 weeks on this item. But guess what? After 4 weeks, that item was $200 that you had to come up with. And guess what? They charge interest. They charge fees. So you're probably thinking somewhere about $225 to $250 that item actually cost you. So we want to think about that whole number. What was our spending like over the holiday season? Keep that in mind. Now we want to set realistic goals, realistic expectations for ourselves as we move into the new year. Yes, we do. So we want to think about it. How much did I not only spend on gift giving, but guess what? There was travel involved. There was the decor. And right now there's probably some really good deals going on holiday decor, holiday lights, all of those thrills and little frills that you put all over your house, the pillows, the candles, all of that. They are probably in some places 85% off or more because the holidays are wrapping up. So you want to think about that though. Is now the time to buy those? What's my budget for that? Or am I a person that I'll wait till December and that's when I'll get everything then? These are things that we want to think about now because we haven't thought about them before, but they cut into our budget. They use up the money, so we want to make sure that we're thinking about it. We need to give each item an actual number that will work with our budget. And we want to be able to stick with that. So think about it realistically. How much did I spend on the lights, the decorations, the gifts, the wrapping paper? Yes, well, I might have spent maybe like $100 on gifts, but guess what? I spent another 100 just on providing the boxes, the wrapping paper, the little items to go on top, the candy canes and stocking stuffers. So we want to be realistic about that. Know that right now, because after we have that number that we spent, now we want to start saving for it even now. A good rule of thumb for you to do is to set up a separate account just based on holidays, your holiday gift giving, holiday spending, and we want to start thinking about that now. So if we've got a budget that we know we realistically want to get to, if I'm able to take $25 each month, this is in addition to what we're doing as far as savings for ourselves, what we're doing as we're making sure that our home, that we're taking care of, that we've met all of our needs. This is going over into the wants, but can I take $25 and put it up for the holiday season each and every single month? Why are we doing this? Because guess what? Later on, you will know that that money is there. It's already taken care of. It's not something that you have to worry about at all, and you'll feel good about it. I mean, I would love to come into the holiday season not stressed out because I handled it right now. And this is like the mindset that we want to have throughout the whole year. We want to be able to take our finances and just handle them, right? So let's start small right now by taking those little bitty things like that. If I'm saving $25 a month just to go on holidays, that's going to make my life a lot better. It's going to reduce the stress for the end of the year, and now I can focus on other things. And you may say, well, $25, that's not a lot. But when you think about it, if you're saving it, at least that $25 every single month, it's going to add up over time, and you will have a nice amount at the end. You can add to it. You can do little challenges with yourselves, but you can also start saving for other things. But the holidays are out the way, and now you can set up separate accounts for your travel, for other expenses, because you were able to start small and accomplish this task. So you want to be able to know what that amount is, have your budget, and stick to it. Then you want to be able to prioritize your needs over pressure. It's a lot of pressure to spend during the holiday season. So you're thinking about that over the past few weeks. You got to buy for this person and that person. We want to make sure we have fun here. I've got to put extra money out for these things. And it used to be that we just focus on gift giving, but I do recommend that you focus on the actual memories and moments that you can create. Keep in mind, this is set to be a way for you to not spend so much. So I see a lot of people out that now they're doing the moments, the games with the family and things like that, but yet they're adding in, hey, this is going to cost a whole lot of money. No, we don't want to do that. We want to make sure that we're watching our wallets and we're focusing on the actual moments. What are some things that are happening in your community before and after the holidays that your family can capitalize on? Be it going to the different parks and seeing the lights and the different neighborhoods, grab some hot chocolate, get in the car, and everyone just go look at the lights. That still happens. That's still going on. That's a great way to spend time with each other, and it does not cost a whole lot of money at all. Rarely anything, a couple of dollars on the car ride. So keep that in mind. You want to focus on those moments that bring you happiness rather than the actual gift itself or the amount of money that you have to spend and put out. Anything that you save, you want to be able to just keep those savings going each and every single month. So again, prioritizing your needs over your budget, over your the pressure to buy, really goes a long ways. And you've got to have that attitude all year long. Am I meeting my needs first? And then everything else will fall into place. I want you to keep in mind also that it's okay for you to say no. It's okay for you to scale back. And when you're thinking about the holidays, you don't want to go above and beyond anyway. So that's why setting that amount each and every single month, that's going to be the key to reducing your stress and to, increasing happiness during the holiday season, because now we're not focused on the amount of money that we have to put out. We know we've got that budget set. We know that we're going to create some memories that aren't going to cost us a lot. And then next thing, we can plan strategically as we move into the new year. And again, putting that key and center in our budget, making it a part of our budget now as the year begins, will be bring you tremendous success. Also, when you're thinking about planning strategically, guess what? You got other holidays that are coming up too within the year. You got birthdays that you want to plan for. You got Christmas again. Think about those people that matter most or that you want to show love to. Think about different ways that you can do that. And you want to make sure that you make that list. I guess like Santa Claus, he recommended, make your list, check it twice. Use a huge strategy that's going to help you save each and every single month. So think about what skills you have. Do you know how to crochet? Do you knit? Do you love to cook? What are some ways that you can bring your skills out into your gift giving? I've seen so many people that make cookies for the holidays. This is a great way for you to even show your love. If, let's say, you can't bake, but you do love cookies, there's packs of cookies that you can buy for a great price at the grocery store. Put them in a nice container and give those as gifts as well. That way people know that you're thinking about them, but you have not spent an arm and a leg on trying to buy something to impress someone when you don't need to. Yeah? You want to make sure that you're able to save and capitalize on those things for yourself and spend wisely. And that's what this strategic planning comes into place. Making sure that you're taking care of what's important and who's important to you. Make your list, stick to it, and don't go trying to buy for everyone, trying to make everyone happy. Just get your list, and no matter what, you're going to stick to it. The next thing that I want you to think about, holidays are over. Guess what? Credit card hangover is a real thing. We don't want you to have credit card hangover. So during the season, if you're setting your budget, the goal is for you not to use your credit card at all. And if you use it, know that, okay, I'm going to use it, but let me set up a plan to have in place for January and February to pay that debt off. How are we going to do that? Again, you've got a budget for it. You need to have to know what you're spending. And then you can say, my goal, I'm only going to spend $400. Then I know in the month of January and February, I need to pay off $200 in January, $200 in February, and bring that balance back to zero. Now, that's going to help you in two ways. First off, you're not carrying that debt the whole year. But by you breaking up the payments into smaller amounts, that will also allow you to work on your credit at the same time. Because remember, a lot of times if you pay that debt off right away and you make that one payment, it doesn't really do anything for your score. But if you use your accounts, you pay it off and you break it up into a couple of payments, that will allow your score to increase over time, because when your first payment is made, that brings the balances down. And then you make the second payment, and that brings the balances down the rest of the way. Your credit bureau, they will report that, and they report it as you are actually using your credit actively and responsibly. And then by the time you pay it off, your score will have increased. So 2 ways it helps you with your budget, it helps you get rid of that debt, and it improves your credit score. That's what we want to do, right? We want to keep things positive, and remembering that your finances all work together. Your credit score and your budget work hand in hand, because the money that you're depending on to pay off that debt comes out of your budget, and you want to make sure that you're accounting for everything like that as well. So make sure that you set up that plan. Use your credit intentionally and responsibly. The goal again is to not use it at all, but if you have to, make sure you set that plan up for getting rid of your debt, getting out of that. You don't want to get sucked into the black hole of, okay, I know I spent that $500. I'm only going to make a $20 payment. It says that my minimum is $20, so that's all I need to pay, right? Yeah, but now you're prolonging the debt. You're paying more in your finance charges. You're paying more in interest every single month, and you're going to prolong that. Let's just create a goal, knock that out within the next 2 months, and then you are free to use your credit as you need to. You're being more responsible. You're improving your score. Again, you want to look at avoiding that buy now, pay later, because there's finances and fees involved in that too. If you use it responsibly, know what your due dates are, know when you need to make that payment by, and you tackle that debt that way. Yes, I want you to make sure that you are staying out of debt. And then over the next year, you need to track your spending. You want to track your spending as you go and make sure that you are keeping in mind every single month. Okay, have I met my goals? Have I saved for myself? And you're working on paying off that holiday debt. Did I actually do it? Now, if you need help with that, I need you to know that counselors are on standby at Family Credit Management, and you can call them at 800-994-3328 and get the help that you need. Counselors can help you because they know the creditors that you're dealing with. They know the interest that you're probably paying each and every single month. And at this point, early on in the year, while we're trying to figure everything out, get everything set for 2026, you want to be thinking about exactly how much am I in the hole? What do those finance charges look like? I may have 7% interest, but if I've got a high balance, that's still a large payment. I may have 30% interest. And you may say, but on my statement, it's only a few dollars. But guess what? That's money that you could be saving. So you do want to be honest with yourself. That's the next thing. You want to make sure you're always being honest about your debt, knowing, guess what? Last year I didn't pay attention. I don't really know when my due dates are. I don't really know how much I'm paying. I just get the bill and I'm paid. You want to pay attention to your finances because we want to see how much you can improve things over the next year, paying attention to things, making sure that things are paid on time, that you know what your dates are, you know what your minimum payment is, and you're paying over that because we want to get out of debt, right? You don't want to stay in debt forever. And starting right now at this moment with even just thinking about planning for the holidays, planning for the upcoming year, making sure you're getting out of debt and the correct ways to do so. So counselors are standing by at Family Credit, and you can reach them by calling 800-994-3328 or going to Family Credit's website at familycredit.org. Now I want you to look at some tools that are really cool on the website. If you're having problems making a budget, setting that realistic budget, go to their website, download my personal spending plan. You can also look at the smart ways to save money, and there are a couple of other guides that are there too. But right now, the personal spending plan is what you need to help set up your budget. You're going to go through that budget, starting with, again, setting realistic goals and expectations for yourself, being honest about your debt, with your debt, and about your spending. Going through that guide, starting from the beginning. Okay, what am I looking to do for this upcoming year? I've got this debt. I want to get out from under it. I don't want to carry credit card debt. I don't want to have medical debt. What can I do to get out from under it? And it starts right now by going through that guide and writing everything down, knowing when your due dates are, knowing when your payments need to be made, and then taking a look at my budget to say, okay, now what do I need to do? How much do I need to save each and every single month? And are my current bills covered? That's the importance of doing all of that. Because if something were to happen over the upcoming year, you want to be prepared for it. You want to know that my bills will be okay. You want to keep things to a minimum. And I do advise right now, if you have that debt, this is the time to work on paying it off. At the beginning of the year, we're always talking about what our New Year's resolutions are. But honestly, the mindset shift is what we need to be focused on. What does debt mean to you? What do your finances mean to you? How does it help you? And where you can go to strengthen that core foundation of your finances. And this is where it starts, by thinking about, what did I just do? Think about it. If you lived your life the way that you did for the past 6 months, you spent the same way, you're thinking about the way that you spent the things that you did, how much money did you actually spend? And would you do it the same way moving forward? What's something in your finances that you can actually change that you've done over the past 6 months? Now, for some people, it could be little things such as, hey, And this is something I actually did too. I buying coffee every single day, going to the coffee shops, and there's so many coffee shops in and around the city. It's not just Starbucks anymore. I mean, there's so many great places that you can go, you can frequent. How much does that coffee actually cost though? When you think about it, it's $10, right? Give or take. Roughly $10 if you want a specialty drink. And you're thinking about it. If you're paying $10 a day and you go into a coffee shop, let's say you only go, may not go every day of the week, but you go 3 days. $10, that's $30 a week. That's $120 that you could be putting back into your budget. Now for me, I'm going to tell you, I was going a little bit more than that. But when you think about it, there's all these different coffee pots, coffee makers out there, and you may say, well, it's about the specialty part, right? So you're looking at it. What does a nice specialty coffee maker cost you? Think about this. $100? For some people, $200, depends on if you want all the bells and whistles on it. But remember, I just told you, we're spending a good month, $120 a month in the coffee shop. So if I take that, and for 2 months, I save that money up, I can buy a really nice coffee maker, right? And that way I can do this myself. At the end, my investment was the $200. But guess what? I recovered back what I would have lost in less than 2 months. I did more than break even, right? And now, for the rest of the year, 10 more months out of that year, I don't even have to worry about that expense like that. I can work it into my regular budget for my food, because now I'm just buying coffee grinds and I don't have to go all out with spending $30 every single week. It's a really good idea to take a look at your finances over the past 6 months and see, is there just one thing you could do differently? What could you cut out? For some people, they may say habits like smoking or going out. What are those things that you are looking to reduce, even if you can't cut it out? You may say, okay, I used to go out every single weekend. Now I'm not going to do that. I'm going to challenge myself to only go out once a month and be okay with that. See how much you actually save in the course of a month. There's some people who say, I don't go out often, so when I do, I splurge. That's fine. Set your budget, whatever works for you. So I want you to know that thinking about this, when we're talking about the holiday budget, it's just really to get your mind open, to get you thinking about those things that you just did over the past few weeks, those things that you are currently doing, and working on changing those, making your budget better, and working that for you. That's what it's about. So again, we want to think about it. Reach out to Family Credit at 800-994-3328 or go online to the website and see what it is, what are those tools that will help you develop your budget, develop your finances, think about your spending, and that's going to make your credit better. It'll allow us to be able to tackle our finances even better than we thought we could before. So you may say, with this show, why are we thinking about the finances now at the beginning of the year? Again, it's because it just happened. It's fresh in our mind. We're remembering our spending habits and we're able to do better for the upcoming year. It's about making sure that you realize those things that you've done and being able to modify your behavior for better. And that's what we want for you in 2026. So again, keep all of that in mind. Use those tips. We talked about setting your holiday budget, being realistic, and starting right now. If you're going to go $25 a week, $25 a month, if you can do $25 a week or a paycheck, guess what? That'll be great for you. Then you can set $25, let's say, for a month for your holidays. But now I'm going to think about, I can save $50 for something else. For my goal, I might want to travel during the year. I may want to buy a big purchase. I may want to buy something nice for myself, or even just challenge myself to see how much can I save? What's my emergency savings even going to look like? Let's develop that out and let's get to thinking about that. So yes, the holidays are really a gateway into your finances. It's going to help you see your future throughout the whole year. Make sure that things are, better for you. Set that mindset, set the foundation, and set realistic goals and expectations for yourself. reach out to a counselor at 800-994-3328 or go online at familycredit.org. Let's look at some responsible ways that we can spend, we can save, we can make sure that we're keeping our finances all together throughout this year. All right? All right, we will be back, or you join us for another episode soon. You guys take care.